I hear this question all the time from homeowners. Should I repair or replace my HVAC system, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system? And I think that depends. Nathan Shafer from Shafer Heating and Cooling has joined me here on the show today to answer that question. How are you, my friend?
Hey, doing phenomenal, Jim. How are you?
I am doing phenomenal as well. All right, this is a tricky question because you need more context, I think. Should I repair or replace? Let me take a stab at it before you get into this. If someone were to ask me, and once again, I'm not an expert like you guys are, but I would say if your air conditioning system's 20 years old or older, your whole heating and air conditioning, I would say probably replace it. Okay. If it's 8 years old, that depends. Is that fair?
Mhm. Yeah, no, it is. It is because it really just comes down to being smart with your money, right? I mean,
Hmm.
we want to protect the hard-earned money of the client, and it just comes down to a point to where what makes the most sense. Um, there's true cost and there's upfront cost, and where we at, what have we put into it so far? Has it been great up until this point, and now we have a little bit? Have we been? It's just been a constant, ongoing issue. I mean, so many things go into it, and like you said, the age. Um, you can you can fix just about anything. It's very, very rare. People say it all the time, unfortunately, in the industry that, oh, that can't be fixed, got to have a new one. Well, that's just because they want to sell you a new system. I mean, let's face it, everybody wants to sell a new system. I mean, who doesn't? That's a big ticket. However, that's not always what's best for the client and the best interest at the time. So it comes down to what makes the most sense right then. And does it make sense to put 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, whatever in repairs into that system and how old that it is. And so then there's some cost analysis and worksheets and tools that we go through with the client to help them figure that out so that they can make a good educated decision on what is the best choice and not feel like they're pressured one way or the other or unsure about it. Because no matter what, it's an investment, and we wanna make sure that they're comfortable with that. So, things that we put into that and that cost analysis are things like what has been the cost of repairs, how long do you plan to keep the system, when do you plan to replace, is it within the next 5 years, or is it sooner, is it later, what's the average cost of the new system, different things like that, and then it helps them align with, "Okay, it probably makes sense to go ahead and look and see what a new system would cost on top of here's my utility savings or my rebates, incentives from the power companies, government, different things." And or, "Hey, you know what? I feel confident it'd make more sense to go ahead and just repair this one and let's keep moving forwards." So,
I agree. Same thing with cars. We keep going back to automobiles. My wife and I have a vehicle each, just a two-vehicle family, very simple. I don't want to drive a car over 6 years old.
mhm,
The average age of a car on the road in the United States of America is 11 years. That's fine. But I know an 11-year-old car is gonna give me some trouble. I'm
mhm,
all about safety and reliability, and if
yeah,
those 2 are met, I'm good. Problem is when a car's 11 years old, the reliability, I think, is questionable, most cars.
right,
So, same thing with your heating and air conditioning system, I believe.
mhm,
Um, I want it to be reliable, certainly safe. Safety is a whole nother conversation, but in terms of, reliability, I'm too busy, and I'll be honest, I'm getting too old to worry about having breakdowns and so forth. I want maintenance
mhm.
to be done twice a year, have Shafer come out twice a year when it's working right to keep it working right. And then when it gets old, get it replaced. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, 100%, I'm right there with you. It gets to the point where it's like, I don't anything can happen to anything, right? A brand new system could malfunction and break down, but the likeliness of it is very, very low compared to, an 8, a 10, a 15, a 20-year-old system. Like, it's not if it breaks, it's more like when it breaks.
Mhm.
Like, it's going to probably, right? You have a highly high chance of it happening. So, there's nothing worse than waking up in the middle of the night or the weekend, or you're trying to go to work, and that's the surprise, right? No heat, no cooling. Oh, shoot, now it's a big repair that we didn't have budgeted for. So the reliability and for me, and you're probably the same way, Jen, I think so many of us are, is we're so busy. I don't want to have something else to worry about or wonder or have a surprise or something to budget for. Things are at an all-time high, right? Things just keep going up and up. And so everybody's on these different budgets and things. Well, now you've got an unexpected $500 repair or $1,500 or this, that, and the other. Whereas with that newer system, it's under warranty, total peace of mind. God forbid when something does happen, I don't have to worry about it. They can call us, we're there in no time. It's fixed and it's free of charge. So, um, it really just comes down to the point of where that system is and what their future plans are. And like I said, we have a nice little worksheet we can work through that with them so they can make a good, confident, educated decision on what's best for them.
I like being able to rest at night and not having to worry
Hmm.
about anything. Whether it's, life insurance to take care of my family or homeowners insurance to take care of the home, and, um, newer reliable cars, HVAC systems, the roof is like, 30, 40 years old. That next
Hmm.
storm could be a mess. So let's just do it. You gotta kind of bite the bullet. If you own a home, you have a responsibility to the property and your family to keep it up, and the HVAC system is certainly part of that.
Absolutely. 100%.
Nathan, thank you as always for joining me today on the program.
Hey, thank you, Jim. We'll see you later.